Hi guys! Thanks for joining me for another episode on I Am the Fit Baker. I really appreciate you guys tuning in. So, today I wanted to talk to you guys about my gluten-free journey and how that all began. And really, this is where my health journey kind of all started, and where I really started thinking about more what I was eating and how things were affecting my body. So, let's start at the beginning, shall we? So I would say growing up, I didn't really think too much about health. We kind of ate whatever and just fairly decent. But I didn't really think too much about eating good or anything. I played sports all my life, so I stayed fairly in shape all the time. That was until I went to college. But also growing up, I was diagnosed with Hashimoto's early on and started taking thyroid medication pretty much grade school, probably, maybe 5th grade. I don't know, I'd have to ask my mom again, but it's been a long time. So I was dealing with that growing up, but it didn't affect me too much if I took my thyroid medication. So anyways, moving on to college then, I started not feeling so good. I was just very bloated all the time, very tired, super fatigued. I could take a nap anywhere, anytime, like stick me in the car and I'd fall asleep like that because I could just not keep my eyes open. And it was just not normal for a young 20-year-old. I had total brain fog. I couldn't focus on things. It was just hard to even do my homework. So eventually after college, I graduated and everything, and I saw my naturopath and kind of told him what was going on, and he said that, I think you might be sensitive or allergic to gluten, so let's get that tested. And we did, and lo and behold, I was highly sensitive to gluten. I wasn't celiac, but just very sensitive. So he suggested I take a break from gluten, get completely off of it, and see how I felt in about 4 to 6 weeks. And let me tell you, that was a game changer, because I totally got off gluten. I thought it was going to be pretty hard. Now that I've been doing it for a long time, it seems like not a big deal at all. But back then, I was like, man, what am I gonna eat? What? Fruits, vegetables, fruit all the time? But there's so many options nowadays that it's not even a big deal to go gluten-free. But anyways, back then, I was kind of apprehensive about it, how is this gonna work? But I made it happen, and I felt so good. It was like night and day. My family and friends couldn't even believe I was the same person. They thought I had dropped 20 pounds, but I hadn't lost any weight. My stomach was just not bloated. I could suck it in or whatever, my face wasn't puffy anymore. It looked like I had lost weight in my face, but it was just not puffy. And the brain fog was gone. I felt like I could focus and I could think clearly. And it was just amazing. I felt like a new person, and it was just a light bulb moment for me, realizing okay, these things that are happening to me, there's a reason, something's going on in my body. I'm not just thinking this isn't just normal life. This isn't how people just feel. They just don't feel tired all the time. But there was something actually going on in me, and I don't know why I didn't think about that sooner, but it was just there's a reason these things are happening. So I was very happy to figure that out and feel so much better. And it kind of was just a turning point for me. Like I said, it seemed like the beginning of my health journey, kind of where everything, even from where I am now, started back then. Going off gluten was the first step for me, and that was a big one, especially with thyroid issues. That's a big thing you should get off of, is gluten. And so that really helped. And then from there, I've just progressed to, I just want to keep getting better and better and feeling better and better. And I'll tell you kind of about more of that journey later on. But yeah, it was just it was a breakthrough for me, as I like to say. And from that point, I kind of just started experimenting with recipes, gluten-free recipes. I really loved baking growing up. I still do. I just don't do it as much because I will eat it. So unless I'm baking it and right afterwards giving it away to someone, that's okay. But if it's in the house, it goes to my mouth. So I try not to keep it in the house, but I do love to bake. It's just soothing for me. So that was one thing going gluten-free. I was like, oh man, okay, I am gonna figure out how to make good gluten-free cookies and good gluten-free cupcakes and all sorts of things, just because I missed that and I like to do that. And you know, if I was gonna make something, I want to be able to try it too. And there wasn't anything on the market either, so everything I tasted was just kind of gross. You've probably tried it before. Tastes kind of like cardboard. So yeah, so I think at the beginning I was still very much having sugar, and I was not eating like super great. You know, I was saying, oh, it's gluten-free so I can have it, but it was still probably isn't the best option for my body. So yeah, so that was another thing. I did try to kind of experiment with recipes and try different flours, the tapioca starches, potato starch. There's so many, like you could do teff flour, which is a little bit better. You could do almond flour, which I use a lot now even. There's so many options now out there, it's crazy. But I was gonna tell you guys a few other swaps you could do, gluten-free swaps or just gluten-free options. Quinoa is a really good one if you wanna have that for dinner. You could do like either quinoa salad or just have quinoa on the side with like some meat, maybe chicken or beef or something, and then you could have like broccoli or a vegetable, or you could do a quinoa salad with spinach and maybe red onion and strawberry and chicken. It's really good. Rice, you can still have rice. So some people, I don't know, I still get that question like, oh, is rice gluten-free? I'm like, yeah, it's gluten-free. You could do black rice is what one my naturopath recommends a lot, is at Trader Joe's. So yeah, there's definitely options out there now. You just kind of have to think outside the box. Another thing we like to do is if we're at a restaurant or even at home, we do this too, but we'll ask for our burger lettuce wrapped. You can do that lettuce wrapped. We'll do it at home as well. And you can also do a lettuce wrapped sandwich or like a roll up kind of. And a lot of restaurants are coming around and doing like gluten-free buns and stuff, but still I just feel like it's still starchy, I guess, and probably not the best option, you know. So I just opt for lettuce usually. And yeah, I think there's a lot of good resources out there too that I found. One of the cookbooks my family really likes is Against All Grain by Danielle Walker, and she has 3 books out I think now. Hers are like paleo recipes, so they're all gluten-free then as well. And then also Every Last Crumb by Brittany Angel is really good. That's like if you want to make treats, that's your book. That has like everything in it, and it can be dangerous, so you kind of have to like ration it out or like save it for special occasions. But it is nice to have recipes if you want to make a special treat, and you can actually have a resource to go to. There's tons of blogs out there that you can look up. I mean, there's so many. I kind of am into more the paleo blogs now than just strictly gluten-free, because I don't really eat sugar, and unless it's a special occasion, and I just try to eat more Whole30 style. But there's like Paleo OMG, that's a blog you go to, or Fed and Fit, or Diane Sanfilippo, or like I said, Danielle Walker, she has a blog. But you could go to the Whole30 blog, whole30.com, and there's tons of resources there. And now the possibilities are endless if you're going gluten-free. There's so much out there now for you. Even if you don't have a Whole Foods next to you, if you have a Fred Meyer or a Safeway, they have gluten-free options. You can get anything online practically now. You can go to Thrive and order anything online. So yeah, it's really prevalent now, and it's kind of a trending thing, but I think a lot of people actually need to be gluten-free, you know? Like, if you actually test it and find out you're highly sensitive, like, it's not just a fad for you. You need to get off gluten. But I know it can kind of be like a hot topic or a trending thing. But some people really need it, and I think a lot of majority of America probably does, you know, get off all the processed stuff and all the gluten, and you'd see a big difference. But anyways, off the soapbox. Yeah, so I just kind of wanted to give you guys an insight into where it all started for me. And that was going gluten-free first and foremost. And if you want, you could try it for a couple weeks, see how you feel. But I think it's a good idea. I'd highly recommend it. And tell me like how it goes and your thoughts. So that wraps up today. I don't want to make these too long. I want you guys to get back to your day. But I hope you'll join me next week on another episode of I Am the Fit Baker. Please follow me on Instagram at I Am the Fit Baker. And you can also subscribe to my YouTube channel if you like this. Leave your comments below. And if you go gluten-free and how your journey's been, maybe things that have been hard, things that have been easy, any food recommendations you have. Love to hear all that. All right, we'll talk to you guys next time.